I'm Toddleen Dafferlin with a Sun TV News Brief. Any profits made by people who overstay in the Turks and Caicos Islands will be confiscated. This was the strong message sent by Director of Public Prosecutions, John Masters, after former head of the Emergency Medical Services, Patrick Real, and his wife, Jacqueline Broussard, pleaded guilty on Monday, November 16th, to overstaying in the country. Real was asked to pay $1,000, while Broussard must pay $500. They were both represented by Conrad Griffiths, QC, in the case, which was heard by Chief Magistrate Clifton Warner. The new DPP, John Masters, said he was approached to discontinue the case against Real and his wife, but he declined to do so. Masters said overstaying in the country is a major offense and must be dealt with seriously.
This is a typical case that we see quite commonly in these islands of people overstaying. There seems to be a belief that it's not a major offence when in fact it is quite a serious offence. I was approached personally and asked would I consider discontinuing the charge, and I definitely was not prepared to do that because it protects the integrity and the employment of these islands. I can indicate, if it's of any use, that those who are inclined to think that it's not a major offence and those who facilitate this type of offence in the future, they're likely to start seeing the consequences of the Proceeds of Crimes Act. So any profits made from people overstaying will be the target of our office in the future. I'll be working very closely with the Immigration Department to make sure that this type of prosecution is pursued to its ends. And I think the people on this occasion, regardless of having senior counsel, would have realised that we all take this offence very seriously.
The DPP said that although the fines imposed on Real and his wife were light, it should discourage other persons from overstaying.
It's perhaps one of the lighter end of the penalty, which is not surprising. We have no control of that from the DPP. Sentencing is a matter for the court, and quite properly so. In this case, it was basically perhaps the lowest penalty they could get without having the conviction recorded, which is not. But they're compelled to pay $1,000 in the case of Mr. Real and $500 in the case of Ms. Broussard in the form of court costs. It's a fair reflection of the gravity of their offence, and I think it will be a deterrent for them and others in the future. The court's extended liberty on this occasion to actually release them after today, and they're compelled, having produced their tickets to fly out on Wednesday. We're very confident that in fact they will do that, but if they get disinclined to do that, they'll find themselves arrested on Thursday and going through a similar process where perhaps the court won't take to as kindly as they did today to both of these defendants.
After Real and his wife, Jacqueline Broussard, left the court, they were taken to the Immigration Department in a van. Real and his wife entered the Turks and Caicos Islands on Sunday, August 17, 2015, and were granted 11 days to stay in the country. They remained in the TCI after the permitted time and were granted a further extension on his visit for 22 days, ending September 19, 2015, which they also overstayed. In other news, Inter-Caribbean Airways will be launching flights to Santiago, Cuba from December 7th, and in January 2016, it will be flying to Havana. The airline's CEO, Trevor Sadler, spoke to Sun TV about the new route.
We believe this is the right time to enter this market, and we look forward to adding Santiago to our expanding network of routes from Providenciales, both for the benefit and enjoyment of our local community, but also the visitors to these islands who come and they're looking for something else to do while they're here. The opportunity to come and visit 1 or 2 nights in Santiago, enjoy the culture and history, the rich culture and history that Cuba has to offer, with Providenciales really being one of the closest points to eastern Cuba and an entry point which is really very limited with respect to your choices to get there today. So we look forward to the success of launching this flight, adding another route to the opportunities for our local market.
Sadler said the airfares to Cuba are affordable and have received positive response so far.
in most every case, everyone who wants to go to Cuba is paying a handsome premium to do so. We have we have set our pricing at very affordable levels, and in fact, we've already had a number of people telling us, wow, it's so cheap. Yes, we want to stimulate the traffic, make sure everyone has an opportunity to visit Cuba. As the United States and Cuba normalizes relationships there, we anticipate more people will be looking for more points of entry into Cuba. Providenciales is one of those great points, especially for Eastern Cuba.
He told Sun TV that the new flights will help boost tourist arrivals to the Turks and Caicos Islands.
These flights are designed to connect from 6 other cities, so we expect the possibility that folks coming from other cities will transit through Providenciales. They'll have a quick preview of our country here on their way to Cuba, and it gives us the opportunity again to expand the connectivity across the Caribbean.
Inter-Caribbean will also be introducing flights between Providenciales and Antigua in the Eastern Caribbean.
This winter also sees the launch of services originating from Providenciales, ending in Antigua by way of Port-au-Prince and Santo Domingo, as we now launch officially flights connecting Santo Domingo with Port-au-Prince and onward to Antigua. The Antigua flights will overnight and then offer a flight from Antigua to Tortola. So this is our first entree into the Eastern Caribbean, as again we expand our network and begin to contemplate how we now further the opportunity to join the East and Western Caribbean with Inter-Caribbean.
Well, that's it for now from Sun TV News. Thank you so much for watching. Until next time, I'm Toddleen Dafferlin.